The season started on the 25th of March. It's been a long one with 2 tournament wins, plenty of finals and plenty of deciders. Now we move to Sheffield for the final tournament of the season. This, against Ryan Day, could be the last match of our season or a beginning of a journey to greatness. There is no other tournament like it. Welcome, folks, to the Crucible. Hello there, folks, it is TIJ Gaming, and welcome to episode 73 of Season 3 of the Snooker 19 Career Mode with Neil Robertson. And today we start the final tournament of the season, the Betfred World Snooker Championship. And what an opponent to get started against. As one of the 16 seeded players, this is the toughest player to play in terms of rankings. Ryan Day is our first opponent. We played Tom Ford the last 2 years, so I'm really glad we're playing someone else now. But Ryan Day is a really, really tough opponent. Now, we faced Ryan Day 3 times before in this career mode, and we played pretty well against him. We played him in the Champion of Champions of Season 1, and we beat him by 3 frames to 0. We beat him also by 6 frames to 4 in Season 2 Shanghai Masters, and also beat him by 3 frames to 1 in this year's China Championship. But of course, the World Championship is something different compared to all of those matches. It's a best of 19 frames. We will play the opening 7 frames in today's episode before playing a further 6 frames in Monday's episode before playing however many we need to play in Wednesday's episode. But of course, this season has been a pretty decent one. It's not been as good as I think I'd have hoped with our early season form, but it's been consistent to say the least. We've made a few finals. We made the Gibraltar Open final, and unfortunately we lost to John Higgins. We made the semi-final of the Daffabet Masters. Funnily enough, we lost to John Higgins there as well. We won the Scottish Open. We retained our title from Season 1. I know it's 2 years ago, but we talk in terms of the 2 season rankings. We got to the quarter-final of the UK Championship before going out to a really well-playing Barry Hawkins. We got to the semi-final of the European Masters, knocked out there by Mark Williams, the same opponent as we got knocked out by in the China Championship. We won the Shanghai Masters. There have been some good highlights this year. Not as good a season as I've certainly hoped, but the World Championship is one of those tournaments where definitely you can shine. And it's a tournament where we haven't really shined all that much, to be honest, in the last 2 years. We have played against Tom Ford, as I said a little bit earlier on, in the first round every single year so far. And we've beaten him both occasions, and we get to a best of 25. First off against Mark Allen in Season 1, we lost in a decider. That was really close, and as I say, we lost there to prevent us going through to the last day. But we got drawn against the Rocket, Ronnie O'Sullivan, last year, and we were completely out of our depth, and we lost there by 13 frames to 6. But it's not a formality that we're going to get through this game, ultimately. But I'm really excited for the best tournament of the season. There's no doubt about that, and I'm not going to hide behind anything. This is the best tournament of the season, and I am fully looking forward to playing in it. So here we go for the first frame of a potential 19 against Ryan Day. It's the first player to reach 10 frames. So it goes without saying that over the next few weeks, and maybe the next month, who knows, these videos are going to be fairly long. They're going to be fairly extensive in terms of length. There's not much I can do about that. The number of frames we need to cover an episode to make the World Championship go at some sort of pace. It's unavoidable that these episodes are going to be long. So I hope you guys don't mind that. And again, are going to join in for the ride. Now, we've been given a bit of a half chance here with this red. I think it definitely goes. We're going to have to hit it with some pace. And a good start. But where's that cue ball going to end up? Not very lucky there. It was a half chance and the black wasn't on. So we had to play it with pace. We couldn't do anything about that. I just doubt the black goes here. Oh, well, we've only scored 1 point and it's put us back to the main menu. How rude. How rude. How very rude. I've had that in matches, but not that early. Here we go again then. Take 2. We'll still be in the same place, don't worry. I don't think that black goes. I think the red's directly in the line of sight. So it's not even like we can play with some side spin to get on that black. So a little bit unlucky. We played a good positive shot there, but couldn't get on it. This is taking a bit longer to load than it usually does. There we go. Yeah, we're, funnily enough, exactly straight on the black. And as you can see, any sort of swerve here, there's no way of getting to that ball. We can flick off the pink. That's probably the best thing to do here. How do we nominate the ball again? I forgot. I'm sure you can nominate what ball you're going for. I don't think you can though, can you? Can you? I swear you can. I'm hitting B and all the buttons that I think you can do it with. But no, this is worrying me a little bit. No, we can't obviously change the cut. Well, we nominated the black, and that was a bit of a mistake. So, this needs to be a good shot. First off, we need to hit the black. Well, what power do we need to get to the cushion? So, about 7% to get off the cushion. We're looking to just get this in behind the black. And I tell you what, that wasn't far off being perfect. But he's taking on a risky shot here if he's going for the pot. Playing this at some pace, I think. But it's a lovely shot. Again, just a little bit unfortunate that we couldn't get in there. But looks like it should be a safety from here. Yep, it is. And a bit of a cagey start here. I don't particularly think that us playing that long red, not getting any position, is really going to help the pace of this frame, unfortunately. But that wasn't the best safety shot. Again, if we'd have hit that at the pace that it was required us to, we'd have had a good chance, but that was a poor shot. And Ryan Day gets the first serious chance of frame number 1. Long match though this, so again we can't get too bogged down frame by frame. We just have to work and try and win each single frame. Again, go a frame at a time. Well, that's not one I'd expected him to miss, I have to say. That is a shock. Wow. I did not expect him to miss that. I really didn't. He'll be kicking himself. He really will. That red go past the... I think that black red does go past the black spot, yeah. He'll be kicking himself, though, because it wasn't the best opportunity in the world. I'll tell you what, we've overhit that massively. It wasn't the best opportunity in the world for Ryan, but it was certainly a decent one. But we had a good opportunity there, and we've just overhit that far too much. This red, the closest one, won't pass the black, will it? Nope. That one would have done here, but, well, we've got no position on that now. What an unbelievable start to this match. Does this red go? Well, it goes to the corner pocket, and you know what? We might as well just take the risk. Not the best shot. Just not firing at the start of this match. And you don't want to give Ryan Day a second chance, which we have done. He fluffed the first chance, and to be honest, if we'd have played that first shot sensibly off the black, we'd have had no problems getting a decent score anyway. But alas, we made the mistake. We went for the half chance. It was going to be pretty difficult to play a safety and not leave anything on. But Ryan Day, as I say, has got the first good chance of this frame. As I said earlier, he's no slouches, Ryan Day. It will be a very tough win against him. It's the sort of match that, in real life, you'd think, Robbo might struggle here. It's certainly not a kind draw. But I don't think we've ever had those in the World Championship. But ultimately, to go far in this tournament, you've got to beat the best of the best. And Ryan Day is a solid player, but is he one of the best of the best? Probably not. In terms of the top 10, he's a brilliant player. And he looks pretty decent, to be honest, here. I don't think there's going to be much of an issue for him. Might have spoke too soon, though, there. Surely he hasn't got an angle on potting this pink. Just plays the safety shot. And quite a bizarre safety shot, to be honest. Not ended well at all. So in a frame where, I have to say, I thought that we'd have no chance at all to get back into it, we most certainly have got a chance now. Coming off the cushions there. A little bit overdone for the black, so I think we'll use the blue here. But this would be a good steal, this was. I really didn't think we'd get another chance. Just don't want to fall into that usual trap of being almost too shocked that we get a chance and going, oh, this is lovely, isn't it? They're not taking that chance. I am wary about the pink going back on its spot, but I think that for the red we're going for, it shouldn't make a difference. Not played the best shot there, though. I'll be blunt about that. Good recovery, though. Nice pot. A little bit close to the cushion, but I think we had to be. Wasn't really any way we could have avoided that. I'm going to play the blue here and try and come all around the table. I just think that the angle on those two colours near the bottom of the table are a bit of a problem, but look at this. Look at that. That's the problem with playing a shot at pace. If you're not quite on the money, the balls go all over the place. Well, I really hope this isn't a sign of things to come, because we just haven't been awake at all this frame. We've certainly both had the chances, and neither of us have really played all that well. Ryan Day's been decent, but he just needs this red. And the first frame is awarded to Ryan Day. And the red's there. We had our chances there. There's only one person we can blame. And in the first frame, we really haven't got started. We had, was it 3 chances? I mean, we got the opening pot, remember? So I'm not going to really use that as a chance, because the resulting shot was a little bit unfortunate in terms of position we had. So, you know, we had 2 chances, let's say, and we only took 23 points from those 2 chances. So, really not good enough. We'll obviously concede the frame there. A nice break of 38 to ensure he won the frame. But it's Ryan Day, the Welshman, who gets the first frame on the board. I think in this first session, it's important to be fairly tight. I would like to be, at worst, 4-3 behind Ryan Day. I think 5-2 is recoverable after 7 frames. It's not all over. But I also think that it would be nice to be at least at 4-3. If it's 6-1 to Ryan Day, then we have got really a massive problem. But that's a scoreline that I would quite like to have. And a nice opening red there. It's just about how we develop this chance now, that's all. How we use it. It's all a bit of a game of chance whether we get this cue ball background for the open red. And we have. It's a nice shot. Not perfectly judged. But I'm not all that confident on using topspin. I'll tell you something though. We've actually got a little bit of a gold mine there. In that there was another red available. I didn't notice that red. And it just about passed. And this is a good chance. I'm not actually going to go into them here, you know. I'm going to play this loose red, because I just don't think it's ideal. I just think the the luck that we've had so far, we probably just nestle into them, and that's no good for anyone, is it? So potentially an opportunity missed, you might say. But I think there's another loose one which will go. Yep, it will. No need to open everything up, is there, if we don't need to. Need to get this shot right, though, in terms of our position. Just to give ourselves every chance. I probably think after this red it would be time to split them up. And this gives a perfect chance to play into them. Need a bit of luck though here to get a nice split. Well, for all of you backing a 147, that one's off the cards now, but there's a few loose reds. Need again to rely on chance a little bit here. Play the yellow. Play with some top. Where's that cue ball going to finish up? That cannon on the blue would be lovely. Let me get away with that a little bit softer, and we'd have actually probably been snookered in behind the blue. And that would have been a real headache for us. Does that pink just about go? Nice. Was originally going to play for the blue, but then I thought, no, we'll play for the pink here. I'll tell you what, we need to be careful. There are a few shots this frame that have been a bit close to the edge, if you like, a bit tetchy. But it's okay. We're potting the balls at the moment, so there's no need to worry about that too much. Just keep it in our mind. But as I say that was a really poor shot. That was extremely poor. Something just seems a bit off, doesn't it, about our potting accuracy? It's happening consistently so far, isn't it? We're just a little bit off on every shot. And I did warn about it. Just we're playing the shot that we, funnily enough, missed. But if Ryan Day then comes from here to win the frame, well, that would be a sucker punch. But look at that. That is horrible luck. Really horrible luck for Ryan. I mean, you can say, well, he didn't hit the shot hard enough. That's not my fault. Which it isn't, but it's a shame when that sort of thing happens. It's certainly not funny. The only thing I haven't really factored in here is position. Sure, we can play the black all nicey-nicey, but where's the position going to come from? There was this red which would go into the top corner pocket, but with the black position, I mean, surely we're not going to be able to end up anywhere near there, you would have thought. So, I don't think there's much way we can continue this break following this, to be blunt, so I think we just hit this nice and soft, make sure we pot the ball, and just get this cue ball back up to bulk. Again, you can't get every opportunity. We've actually got a nice, decent lead in this frame. And this cue ball looks good. That's a good shot. We get the full snooker. It's exactly what we were after. Has he left anything on? Oh, he's lucky there. He's lucky there. Touching the one ball, so this is a pain of a shot to have to play. Horrible shot. There's our luck. Pretty good. And it's now imploding for Ryan Day. And tell you what, he's got away with that as well. That is quite unbelievable. How do you get away with that? I mean, none of these reds go into the middle pocket. Unbelievable. He misjudged the safety completely. And, well, he's not left anything easy at all. Forced to really take this on. And it's dropped. Good pot. But I think we'll just have to play a bit of boring snooker. And just play the snooker itself. If it's not going for you, I think that's the best thing to do. Because now, well, just look at this opportunity. Far better than what we'd have had before. And if we don't win the frame from this, there's a serious problem. Position is a little bit awkward here. Not too bad though. Just don't muck this one up. Middle pockets are never very forgiving. It's a good pot though. It's not the best. This red is missable. I think we're okay on it. As we are. It's a good pot. Black would just about go, I think, but again, don't want to take that risk. Bear in mind there are only 3 reds left on the table. We're nearly there, but still I wouldn't want to take that risk. And where's the cue ball going to end up? Oh, it touches that red. Well, just isn't going for us at the moment, is it? Just isn't going for us at all. I think we just try and hit this and get the cue ball somewhere by the black cushion. But you watch, this red will hang right over the pocket. That's okay, actually. I can deal with that. So we're very nearly there in this second frame to try and win our first. But a similar tactic taken by Ryan. Which, you know, is fair enough. And he actually managed to get on the cushion. Which we couldn't do, so that's a fair shot. Oh, we've overhit that. We have overhit that massively. It's not started well for us, has it? It really hasn't. We're nearly there in this frame, but it's certainly possible that Ryan Day can go and clear up now and win the frame. He could probably do with a snooker somewhere along the way. But, again, if he's clinical, there's no reason why you can't do it. If he playing the green ball here. So he is forcing himself to have to play a snooker. Only 43 left on the table. And 45 is the gap. So a rather bizarre choice from Ryan, I would say, but understandable, I suppose. So he's gone for the pot there. Again, not too sure why. But, you know, if he played the snooker before, it just seems a bit bizarre. But he's missed it. And all we need to just make sure he doesn't come back to the table is this red. And it's there. So we now lead by 46 points. 35 left on the table. I would play the black, but I just want to make sure we can get to this red and not make any stupid mistakes. So I'm not interested about clearing up here. Just want to get the green, then hit the red, don't commit a foul, and get on with the next frame. That's all I want to do here. It's not been the best start, and I think the best chance to get us into motion is with a good frame chance, not with silly tight snooker like this is. But frame apiece, can't argue with that too much out the first 2 frames, and hopefully it's just a bit of weaning in, if you like, a bit of getting used to it, these first 2 frames, because if we're going to go anywhere in this tournament, the rest of our play's got to be a damn sight better than that. Nice break off. I can't tell you how many times I've done that. I cannot tell you. Not had a brain over it either. There's so many times I've done that sort of shot. Played the red a bit thicker than I think, right, we can get a good safety in. And then realise after I've played the shot, hang on a minute, that's going too far towards the corner pocket. I've done that so many times and you'd think you'd learn from it at some stage, wouldn't you? It's amazing how you don't. That's really disappointing, given how we played a great break off. Tell you what though, Ryan Day's not in the best form either. That was a stinker of a shot. One which once again you wouldn't expect him to miss at all. This has been a really bizarre start from both players. Amazing. I mean, it's not like it's the pressure of the occasion. Both of these two, both of us seasoned professionals. But there's something not quite right, and look at that. Look at that. You just can't put your finger on it sometimes. I just feel like when your opponent's not playing well, it doesn't egg you on. That's the wrong phrase, but it certainly can make you play worse sometimes. This looks fairly slick though. You have to say when Ryan's got in, he's done a decent job. On most occasions. And this is the crucial shot for the frame, I think. Can he get into these reds? Yes, it's a good split. It's a good chance this. To do it all in this one visit now. And I just hope it's not going to be one of those horrible scrappy matches. Ultimately, we can turn that by actually just playing some decent snooker ourselves. It's not like Ryan's putting us in a lot of bother. It's ourselves which is... We're causing the problem for ourselves, so we can't say Ryan's playing brilliant safety. Nothing against him, but again, when we're getting an opportunity, we're just not taking it at the moment. It's still early doors, but if we have another 3 or 4 frames like this, it could all of a sudden be 5-2 Ryan Day, and the match starts to slip away from me. It can happen very quickly in these matches. And the red's there. So 4 reds left, only 59 points left on the table. Ryan Day leads by 61, and to be quite honest, I think Ryan Day is going to go and make a century here. I can't see us going back to the table. So the lead will be restored for the Welshman. I don't actually know what Ryan Day's nickname is. I can't keep calling him the Welshman. Dynamite, apparently his nickname is. It's a bit boring, isn't it? Dynamite. Well, that's a bit crap from Dynamite. I mean, it doesn't quite have the same ring to it, does it? But Dynamite... Oh, let's see, I'm going to get into it now. Dynamite wins the frame. I mean, what a stupid nickname. I mean, I guess the Thunder from Down Under is a bit of a stupid nickname, but there you go. At least it's got a bit of a ring to it. Dynamite. Deary me. Anyway, we haven't got too much to laugh about and be all jovial about at the moment, but I don't know, that might be something to be quite jovial about. That's a really good opportunity. A straight red from the break-off. But again, we've given ourselves work to do. We're not making it easy for ourselves here. Well. It's funny, isn't it? I'm not feeling any different to any other match. I can honestly say that. The tension and all that isn't bothering me, because it's just the same as any other match. Especially on Snooker 19, it doesn't feel any different. But isn't it amazing how your game can change? I mean, luckily Ryan Day doesn't take too much from that. Could have done though, very easily. That's quite an attacking safety. Need a bit of help from the cue ball, and it's going to a nice safe place. I'll take that. Because that's been another attacking safety from Ryan. And this time, he doesn't get the same fortune as us. Have to play this with a lot of power though. See? I'll say the same as Neil Folds. It's not quite like on the telly though when you say, see, I should go into commentate, and he said that. I knew he was going to say that. Because he says it all the flipping time. Again, this is the problem with playing topspin. You can't control where the cue ball's going to end up. And that's both a phrase I'd use for the positional shot that we've just played. And the pot we've just played. And also the positional shot here. You know, you can play this with the best intentions, and you might not land on anything. We'll soon know. Well, we certainly landed on a half chance here. Given our luck so far today, I doubt we'll pot it, but you can't really think like that. It might be worth it though. That's a shocking miss. There's something going drastically wrong. It really is. I can't quite believe this so far. And I can't believe that either. I really can't believe that. I was lining myself up right for a brilliant, exciting crunch match with a player who's in good form. You know, the toughest player to draw in the first round. So far, it has been like playing... Well, I don't know what play you'd use, because you would hurt someone's feelings by comparing someone's style of play to this. And that just shows how bad it's been so far from both of us. I mean, fair enough, we can play rubbish most days, but you don't expect your opponent to start missing, especially like straight reds like that. You don't expect a player the calibre of Ryan Day to start missing those. It'd really be a good idea to get our backside into gear now, just so that we give ourselves a chance. And make the most of it, but, well, from evidence of the match so far, that's easier said than done. But this is certainly a good chance to go and win the frame. This is what I feared earlier on, you see. I thought, well, good chance for Ryan Day. Trouble is, there's not that much of a chance. I'm going to try something here. How are we going to end up? I'll take that. I will take that every day of the week. Because it was looking pretty bleak. Unfortunately, this doesn't pass. That's a shame. It's not a plant because it's going to go into that. That's a shame. That's a shame. This one goes. I'm going to hit it with, and I have to hit it with power just to make sure we get back towards the bulk if there's a problem. But it's a cracking pot. Brilliant queuing there. That's got to be a wake-up call. For us more than anyone, not for Ryan Day, but for us. Just to say, that's the kind of shot we're having to play to get ourselves out of the mess. The alarm bells will be ringing. What am I talking about will be ringing? They are ringing. I'm the one who's playing here. Just want to make sure we get nice on this pink. That will do. It's funny when your confidence goes, isn't it? Really is. Only takes a few shots. But I guess then you just have to take it ball by ball. It's a bit of a blessing though compared to thinking, well, I can pot everything. Because the problem is, you keep playing like a bit of a maniac and hitting shots harder than you should do. And then it comes back to bite you on the backside. When you miss one. Because you're never going to pot everything. You're always going to get things out sometimes. And this frame seems to have gone on forever already. But to come out of this little mini session of 4 frames, at 2 frames apiece, given the way we've played, I'd be very pleased. And it then means that at the very worst case scenario, it'll end up at being 5-2 to Ryan Day. I mean, from here, we've not played well, but I would still love to be 4-3 ahead at the break. We can still be 5-2 ahead at the break if we win this. But to win 4 consecutive frames is a little bit of an ask. Got to win this one first. And that'll be the first of what could be a potential 4. That cue ball hopefully hasn't ran too long. It has as well. Oh no, it hasn't. Panic over. I want to play this with as little power as possible. I've just got a funny feeling about this, but it's okay. It's a good pot. Trouble is, we played a little bit hesitantly there. And that didn't help anyone, but we'll lead by 53 if this goes in, so we won't need to worry. We'll leave Ryan Day requiring a snooker. And I wonder if there's a plant on with these 2 reds. Certainly is. Just got to get this right. Doesn't matter if we don't, really. Lovely. Nice shot. That was well played, you know. I'm quite happy with that. Tried to free the black off the cushion there. Didn't quite. Doesn't matter, though. Good opportunity to get a bit of experience at the table now that we've won the frame. Going to be difficult though, knowing that we can't really get on that red. Oh, well. You'd expect that, I suppose, going straight into the black. You're not going to be very likely to move it, but that was quite funny. Yeah, the black just basically stayed where it was, and it was the cue ball the only one that moved. But we can have a bit of a chuckle now because we take the 4th frame. It's 2 frames apiece. This is, well, strange so far, but we can certainly take advantage. We're starting to feel a bit more confident now. And let's see. 3 frames to go till the end of the session. Can we come out of it on top? Best of 3 now, obviously. For who will come out of the leader. Well, again, not the best safety from Ryan Day. And this is a tricky half chance. I don't know whether to take it on or not. I've got to get this right in terms of shot power to get through that gap. And the red's there, but we didn't get through the gap. Oh, I knew that would happen. I just knew the way we've been playing that we wouldn't get the look there. Frustrating. Okay. Try and get this cue ball on the cushion and just, well, try and get it behind the green, really. That would be the aim. But just try and play with a bit of the snooker gods and hope for some luck. That's gone, because of the side, that's ran off the cushion a bit awkward. And actually, the 2 reds who are trying to cover, well, we didn't cover either of them, but Ryan Day continues his abysmal potting rate. One thing they need to add to it, one thing that would be awesome in Snooker 19 is like a long pot success rate, like they have in the World Championships, and just a general potting success rate. I wonder what Ryan Day's is. I mean, I know we've not played the best, so we can't really afford to mock him too much, but we've not missed too many that you wouldn't expect us to miss. But as I say, while Ryan Day is playing like this, is a great opportunity to try and take advantage. And this, in particular, is a good chance to take the lead for the first time in this match. A long way to go still, but if you can take a lead, then you can move your objective to trying to protect that lead. If you can do that till the end of the game, then you're in. But, well, again, we mock Ryan Day, and that was an abysmal miss. Absolutely terrible. You wouldn't expect him to miss that. I agree with what Dave Hendon said there. We are miss it, both of us, but you can't really do too much about the AI. There are so many shots, so many unforced errors we've made so far, and it's amazing. It is astonishing. And if one player was playing well, say if they're playing like Mark Williams in that China Open match, it would easily be 5-0 to that player by now. Easily. I just can't believe the standard of snooker so far. I really can't. And it's not even running out of position. I mean, that's happening, but you expect that sometimes. Just a bit of misfortune, I suppose. But missing pots, especially like the one we missed, was nothing short of amateurish. Oh, great. Got the building work going on inside the Crucible. I suppose it is being played out of season this year. Oh, dear. I couldn't be as witty as Virgo talking about stuff like that. And to be honest, Neil Folds and David Hendon aren't doing a lot of talking. He must like the blue, Ryan Day. 5 reds, 5 blues in this break of 30 so far. Singing the blues. 3 different artists sung that in the 50s, you know. Well, I'm sure lots more than 3 did, but 3 that I know about. And 2 of them got to number 1, if not 3. Guy Mitchell and Tommy Steele both got to number 1. I don't know about Marty Robbins. I don't think he did. That's your homework. And that's where I'm trying to be like Dennis Taylor in talking about the most random things possible. It is a shame this because, again, we had a great chance of going in being the leader at the 7 frame mark. And we still could do. It's not all over yet. But if we lose this frame now, it's a bit of a way back. We need to win all 2 frames. But equally, if we don't win any of them, then again, Ryan Day's 5-2 up. Can't see him losing this one, so hence why I'm talking about it in the fashion that he's won the frame. Because there's 49 points that he's ahead. There's 51 left on the table, and that will soon become 43 if he pots a red, and that will give him the frame. And he's taken all those points from that one opportunity we gave him when we just were lacklustre. We couldn't get the pot. It was a shocker, really. We don't usually miss shots like that. And for the 3rd time, Ryan Day takes the lead. I suppose we could try and reduce deficit again for the 3rd time. Because, of course, none of us have won a consecutive frame. It's gone 1-0, 1-1, 2-2, 2-1, 2-2, and of course now 3-2 to Dynamite. Flipping heck. But I do hope he can make his 1st century. That would be nice, the 1st century of the match. You would think so. You'd think so, given there's only 4 balls left. Get a break of 109 here. And just needs the pink for the 1st century of the match. Good shot. Good break. And a break 109 there. That just shows if you leave your opponent a chance, that's what they can do to you. Could do with this frame. Once again, it'd take the pressure off a little bit. If we lost this frame, then, you know, it's starts to get a little bit worrying. And obviously that would confirm that we would go into that interval at the end of this 1st session behind. Our aim is still to go in ahead. But because of that last frame, it just makes things a bit easier. Oh, I don't know, I only want the bloody window open because it's a hot day and all this building work going on. Terrible, isn't it? Right, I'm not worried about that loose red. If we can get the cue ball to the other side of the table, then there shouldn't be much of a worry. I can't believe how far those balls travel. I really can't. I thought that was thin. And it was. I just can't believe how far that ball has travelled. But fortunately, the snooker gods have been nice. However, the snooker gods have not been nice to Ryan Day. I think we've both had our fair share of bad luck so far in this match. And we've had probably equal amounts of bad luck, so one's benefited from the other. Apologies about the noise in the background. Not a lot I can do about it. Adds a bit of atmosphere at least, doesn't it? Because I don't think the 2 commentators here add too much atmosphere. Especially when they say the same lines over and over and over and over and over and over again. I'd probably do that, but I'm not so robotic about it, I don't think. Well, I could be wrong. You guys might say otherwise in the comments. In which, of course, I won't be offended at all. Just expect to be blocked. But this is nice, the way we're playing here. But the rest of the match so far, it's been, right, we've played nice for a few shots and got a few pots on the board, and then we'll play a stupid shot. Now, the black will come to this corner pocket that we're queuing out from, if you like, but... again, I just don't want to risk playing that at the moment. Doing just okay being on the blue at the moment. Just accumulating points. But neither player's been fantastic, so I think that a close result at the end of this session is what's really deserved, to be honest. I think either player really deserves to walk away with a comfortable lead. That's not as easy as I'd have liked. This is awkward, and oh, we've got the queuing a bit awkward as well, you know. I said I didn't like it. I said I didn't like it. There was one in the pack that would go, and I don't know why I just didn't queue for that. The further the cue ball has to travel, so now in fact, the further the cue ball has to travel, the less you've got it on a string. But that is, I don't know if that's bad luck, bad planning, but that's a stinker of a shot. That not so much, that's a pretty good reply from where he was, you know. I don't think anybody can argue with that attempt. We got a bit of luck there. We overhit it slightly, so we did tap the pack on the way back, but that's okay. And really, we could have had quite a nice frame. But we missed the red, and now we're in this safety battle. Four of the colours up bulk. All off the spot apart from yellow and black. Yellow and blue, sorry. And he's actually missed the reds there altogether. So a few nice points for us. Not going to complain about those too much. That's a nice shot though. Can't argue with that from Ryan Day. Bit of a half chance here, so might as well give it a go. And we just miss it. We knew we'd get the cover though if we hit it at that pace. That was why I played it. Wouldn't be stupid, but that's actually quite a nice safety in the end. So we've got him in a snooker. He's hit the reds, and he's not left a terrific chance. Left a half decent chance here. It's a good pot. You know I don't like those cut shots, but we did pretty well there. Now because the pink's out of bounds, it just makes things more awkward here. A few good pots to get us started. Hopefully we can continue in that vein. That's it. That's a good shot. Just need to rebuild our confidence. I'm trying to get the camera on the red, you see here. I don't want to misjudge it so that we miss the red and go flying up the table. Yeah, that's fine. I don't know why it's always positions the one you're closest to. It's one of my biggest bugbears, that is. always trying to get on that red necessarily. Must admit that wasn't planned, but coming back up for the blue and it's worked out okay, just. Need to work on our shots there though, because, you know, that again wasn't planned, and if the blue had been off its spot or something, then we'd have been in deep trouble. And I'll tell you what, that didn't exactly majestically go in, did it? Again, this is a good chance for the frame, but one bad shot and it could all be thrown off. A little bit like that. Oh no, I thought we'd missed that. It came off the jaw and I thought we'd missed it. We got away with it. Bit lucky there. And you'd think from here we should be okay to take frame number 6. It has just been one of those topsy-turvy sessions, hasn't it? And it looks like the winner of this final frame is going to be the man who leads. Albeit a very slender lead. But as you heard Neil Fold say, barring Snooks in this frame, we take Ryan Day's lead from him. I think both of us are going to say after this session that there are plenty of chances that just weren't taken. Wasn't really bothered about position. Just play the long pot here, nothing to lose. Lead by 76. 51 left on the table, and it's a lovely pot. Just a bit of psychological mind games, really, making your opponent wait in his seat a bit longer. Not that I don't really think that applies with artificial intelligence. But it's more so just to get a bit of practice ourselves. And again, that was a bit off. So we need to learn from that for the next frame. But it's 3 frames each. 3 frames apiece. And as I said before, it's a 1-frame shootout. Now the winner of this frame will walk out the victor of this first session. Could be right. The next session, Monday's episode, it's going to be crucial. It's going to be crucial. See if the game changes at all. That red's ended up safe. That was a good shot. But who knows? This could be a really important frame. Could be the start of a good run for someone. Who knows? And it also gets the first opportunity. Ryan Day playing a suspect safety and leaving that red on. And this is a good chance. Not a great one, but a good chance to get our foot in the door and win this in one visit. How's our luck? It's pretty good. That's a good split. Pretty irregular. The cue ball didn't move that much, actually. I was quite surprised at that. I thought, this looks a decent split, but the cue ball's going to move in a minute. That's going to have a word. We've not played the positional shot too well, though. Should be okay. It's the middle pocket with one of these. I mean, I should have looked, really, rather than just presuming. But no, we're just about fine. Problem is, the positional, again, isn't great. I have to try and play through balls here for the black, which we've played really well. Just slipped through that gap nicely. Again though, bit of a challenge to get positioned for a red to a middle pocket. I hope that red passes the pink. And it doesn't. This is a really tricky shot to go for. Really is. Up to the corner. It's our only real chance though. And it's a cracking pot. Goes in off the jaw. Lovely shot. It's been a decent frame though so far. Decent break. And to be honest, this is a fantastic opportunity to take the lead for the first time. But again, I've fought with like a tool. I keep thinking this red will go to the middle pocket. So for the second time, we're faced with a stinker of a shot. Absolute stinker of a shot. But it's there. Overhit it though. So any of you hoping for a maximum... I was trying not to mention it, but I was definitely thinking of it. I was definitely thinking about it there. Any of you thinking of a maximum, unfortunately that talk's all over. I definitely was thinking about it. Definitely. Especially with this being the Crucible and all. I'll be honest, I was thinking about it. But, yeah, it's not quite come to light. I just want to try and play some side and see if we can... Yeah, I'd rather try and drop this in rather than play anything that's too awkward. That was always going to be awkward though. And we just overhit it. And well, once again, from what seemed like a bit of a formality that we were going to win the frame, Ryan Day's now got a chance. Just written in the stars that no one's going to win in one visit, is it? Oof. Oh, he's touching the black as well. That's a pain for him. And Ryan Day, shocking. Well, it turned into a safety shot in the end, didn't it? Really unlucky that he was touching ball on the black. But I'm not bothered. Again, we played quite a poor shot, really, to miss the red earlier, so... You know, I'm not bothered that we get another chance. I'm quite happy to get one. Need to really treat the pink like the blue here. And another lovely long pot. 59 left on the table. We lead by 56. So the pink puts us in the lead, barring snookers. And remember... Puts in the lead for the first time in the match, but it's one of the most important times. At the interval, I know it's not the official interval in real life, but it works a bit better for us. Not the best shot though there. So Ryan Day's going to come back to the table, try and get a snooker. Yeah, again, you know, they tend to play, I think it's 4-6-9, well, 10-9, isn't it really? Kind of 2 sessions sort of thing. But as the classic goes, oh well. We're actually okay, given that we've potted that cue ball. As I was going to say, he's done the classic thing here of trying not to go for the colour, so then he increases the amount of points he needs to regain by more. So us actually potting that cue ball was lesser of 2 evils, to be honest. We just wanted to whack the reds and that wouldn't be a problem. And now that we've potted this red, it should be a formality we win the frame. So, has to be said, an opportunity missed, most definitely, for Ryan Day. And what a strange session that was. What a strange session of snooker. I'm not really too bothered, because we do come out of it on top. How we have done that, I have absolutely no idea. But hopefully from a scrappy session, we can take a bit of confidence from the fact that we are the leader. And just go for it in this next session. And try and have a good session. Nice pot there. Wants to play with a bit of style at the end of the session, why not? And a bit of noisy work going on outside as well at the end of the session. Again, might as well play a few whack shots. A few whack shots. Might as well play a few shots with a bit of power. Ain't going to hurt anyone. Apart from maybe our own ego if we miss. I very much doubt we're going to pot this. Yeah, we just about miss it purely because of the power on it. But I don't care. For the first time in this match, we lead. And it's a very crucial point. It's the end of the first of 3 sessions. We lead Ryan Day in a cagey match by 4 frames to 3. So we're just going to watch the break off for this 8th frame. Of course, we had a glitch a few episodes ago where we didn't watch the break off for the next frame. And there was unfortunately a problem. We had to start the match again. So I don't want to take that risk. And a solid break off from Ryan Day. Potentially leaves a half chance. But you'll see all about that in the next episode. As I say, a bit of a longer one today, a bit over an hour, and that's really the sort of duration you're going to have to expect with these matches. We've played 7 frames, and that's actually quite quick to play 7 frames, an hour and 10. Quite literally, 10 minutes a frame. But we'll be back on Monday with a further 6 frames from this match. I can tell you now, we'll certainly need a 3rd session. I can't see us winning 6 frames on the bounce to win this match. But if you enjoyed that, make sure to leave a like down below. I am so pumped for further World Championship content. Just hope it's not the 2 more episodes for us. But it could very easily be if we play anything like that in the next episode. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've been TIJ Gamer. Until the next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye for now.